Good afternoon. My name is Brady Viveiros, and I'm here with a very special guest, Mr. Tom Leverett. Thank you for being here. We're very happy that you chose to be a part of this exciting project.
Thank you.
So, I have some questions for you today.
Sure.
What branch of the military were you in?
I was Staff Sergeant in the U.S. Air Force.
Why did you choose that branch?
I actually grew up military life. My father was 30 years Navy, and I didn't really like going on ships out in the sea and all that, so I joined up with the Air Force and did my boot camp at in Texas, and after the boot camp, I did my training in Chanute, Illinois, for operating learning how to run a 5-ton-a-day liquid oxygen nitrogen plant. My first assignment was Vietnam, so I went to Phuket Air Base up near Quy Nhon for 12 months. Ran a liquid oxygen nitrogen plant and did augmentee duty with security police once a month. So you get out to patrol the perimeter of the base and with a tank, M60 machine gun on it, or using a M79 grenade launcher. So that was just a routine thing that they did. Pick a different spot, perimeter of the outer section of the bases. At that time, we were dealing with a war.
When did you serve?
Between 68 and 72.
Where did you serve?
I served in Vietnam for 12 months. After that, I was at the Strategic Air Command Base, B-52s, at Kincheloe Air Force Base in Michigan, up on the Canadian border, Upper Peninsula. So it was pretty cold up there when the snows just keep piling up.
Well, what was your job in the military?
My job was, while I was overseas, operating a 5-ton-a-day liquid oxygen plant, making liquid oxygen, liquid nitrogen. That's about a minus 321 degrees. Filling cylinders for the various military branches, oxygen cylinders, welding cylinders, oxygen they needed for the planes. So when I came back to the States, that field was overcrowded, and had to learn a new career, petroleum oil lubricants. So that was refueling and defueling aircraft using JP4. So sometimes they'd send us out with a 5,000-gallon truck to top off the wings. Other times, the bigger aircraft, like the B-52s, we'd bring out a hose cart and open up the pit cover and connect and call bulk storage and let them know that we're putting maybe 50, 60,000 gallons of fuel on the plane. And we had KC-135s, a fuel tank on wheels that would refuel the aircraft in midair, and F-111 aircrafts also. But that was almost like a regular job. You know, you go to work in the morning, refueling, and at the end of the day, you'd go home. So that was pretty good.
You said in Vietnam that you used the liquid nitrogen. Like, what did the liquid nitrogen get to use for?
Sometimes they'd use it for various things, jet engine shops and testing different things, and propellant, fuel. Sometimes we'd do work with the fire departments. We'd dump 1,000 gallons of fuel out in the pit at the end of the flight line, and they'd set it on fire, and the fire department would practice with their foam putting out the fires. I don't think you can do that anymore, but back in those days, the early 60s, 70s, you could do stuff like that.
What were some of the reasons you joined the military?
I knew I was going to get drafted anyways at that time because of the Vietnam War, and I didn't want to be part of infantry. I wanted to do something with my hands, and so I wanted to get in some type of career that I probably could use when I got out of the service, like the refueling, defueling. I could have worked at an airport, and liquid oxygen, nitrogen. It's used at different refrigeration units, and they have services that supply that throughout the country.
Where were you drafted, or did you join voluntarily?
I joined, I was in Fall River. At the time, I lived at the Flint, Fall River, and I had signed up. So, and then they sent me to Lackland, Texas for my boot camp training. And like I said, I went after that, Chanute, Illinois for schooling to learn how to do my career stuff.
What was boot camp like?
They get to shave your head first thing, and you get your shots, and you're exercising and doing all kinds of drills, and so you get inspected on how to make your bed and polish your shoes, and it was grueling.
What was the most challenging part of your time in the military?
When I was in Vietnam, you never knew what was going to happen. The first 3 months I was there, small mortar fire came in, attacking the base. After that, 122 rockets would come in, trying to get the flight line to take out the aircraft. Our base was down in a valley. We had mountains all the way around, and we had a rock Korean camp outside the base with 155 houses, and they'd set off rounds of illumination to light up the sky. If they would see a light up in the mountains, they'd call to see if there was any friendly forces there, and if there wasn't any, next thing you know, you'd hear the jets take off, and shortly after that, you would see the mountains on fire, dropping napalm bombs. So they would set these missiles up on timers, so there was nobody ever to go after,
How did you imagine your military life before you joined?
Being part of a military family, I was more or less used to it. I've lived on military bases before, and I experienced that type of life.
How did your perceptions change after serving?
Well, after that, my wife didn't want any part of military life, so I got out, worked in Attleboro, North Attleboro, in the precious metals industry for 43 years, and retired now. And I do artwork, and I have my own art business and stuff like that.
How's your art business going?
My what?
Your art business.
Art business is it's an ongoing challenge. I try and sign up for many different art exhibits, and I like going out and doing plein air paintings and stuff like that. Like taking pictures of the waves and the sunsets.
Well, thank you for participation in this project, and thank you for your service in the military.
Thank you.